Ta-da. Oh, welcome, my friends, to our chair practice today for Monday. Hopefully, if you have a chair, it's nearby and it's sturdy, so you're not able to push it around. If you don't feel the need for a chair today, no big deal. Just do everything that I do with seated mountain with your feet, obviously. So we will be starting in either a standing mountain, or you'll be in your seated mountain with me. So if you want to have a little bit more of a balance focus, you'll move to the edge of your chair so that you're maybe a smidge unsteady and that you have to ground through the feet. If that doesn't feel good, move back so that maybe you're leaning back here. Let's open up across our hearts, close our eyes, and find ourselves in our mountain pose. Just settle into your mat for today. Let go of your morning. This is your time to focus within, to notice that connection between your body and the universe, between your body and your breath. We'll find some softening through our shoulders, of our jaw, closing our eyes as much as we can throughout our practice today to really focus within, letting go of outside distractions. Our affirmation today: I trust in myself to make the right decisions. We'll start to notice both of our feet pressing down into the mat, the strength of our leg muscles surrounding the muscles or the bones of our legs, our knees, a steady and strong pelvis, the core coming in to give our spine a nice hug. And then through that spine, feeling the length as the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Noticing and imagining space in between each of our vertebrae. Breathing. Letting go of judgment towards ourselves, our bodies, or anyone else. Trusting ourselves today to make the right decisions. Let's do some neck warm-ups, taking our right ear towards our right shoulder. Inhale, finding the length. Exhale, dropping that ear towards the opposite shoulder. So inhale, lengthening. Exhaling over to one side. Just flowing through now. Each time we come to the center, feel the length and the extension, and then the gentle bend over to one side. Take a moment to notice your neck and really become aware of the sensations there. How are you doing today? What is your world like today? One breath at a time. We'll bring our head back to center. Taking our hands to our rib cage. You can have your fingers in front. Personally, I like to put my fingers back behind me. It just feels a little bit more comfortable. Holding my rib cage, and let's notice our rib cage expanding as we breathe in. Really feel it expand. Exhale. Coming back to neutral. About 10 breaths like that. Feeling your rib cage opening. Creating space for your heart and your lungs to perform their proper functions. Stretching our chest from the inside out. Bringing that breath deep into the back of our lungs, the bottom of our lungs. Increasing our lung capacity. A couple more of those. And we'll take the hands off of the rib cage. Our arms will go out. If that doesn't feel nice, bring your hands to your shoulders. We'll start with some small circles coming forward. Slowly getting bigger. Warming up our shoulders. If you'd like to make some big circles, you can. Wherever you are, if it feels okay, the eyes will close, the feet will anchor us, the core will keep us steady. On this last one, we'll bring our hands together in front, clasp them together, lift them up behind our necks, and give the back of the neck a nice massage. If it feels okay today, we'll tuck our chin and stretch our neck. If that does not feel nice, then the hands will come off the head and we'll bring the chin towards the chest. No need to force, just breath. And lifting that head back up again. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders. Bring the elbows together. Tuck the chin. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, open. Feeling good. Feel good Monday. It is Monday. Yes, it is. I tend to lose track of the days when we're on lockdown. I'm sure you guys do too. Last one. Moving into our cat and cow. If you prefer to be on all fours, please do so. Our cat's seated. We'll grab our knees and roll through the spine, drawing the belly button towards the spine, tucking the chin. Starting at the base, moving through until we open up into cow and those elbows come more towards the back. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. So this could be done, like I said, on all fours. Moving with your breath and at your pace, creating your own practice with the options that I will give you today. Trusting yourself to make the right decisions. Connecting down into the earth. Last cat, last cow. If you're on all fours, stay right there for spinal balance. If you're seated, you'll come back to a flat back. Notice the strength of the belly, and now spinal balance, reaching our left arm forward and foot back or forward if you're seated, and flowing side to side. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we put that foot back down. Now, if you're seated on your chair, each time that you extend this foot up, think of engaging that quadricep. So we're warming it up. If we're on all fours, imagine the lengthening down the sides of the spine. Breathe. Wonderful. Continuing to flow, just one or two more on each side. So important to warm up our bodies. Last one. Wonderful. Let's bring ourselves back to our mountain pose. So if you're on all fours, you'll be coming back up to standing. Or of course you can sit on the floor. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, take our right hand over to our left knee and the other hand back to our chair. Inhale, reach, twisting over to the other side. Inhale, reaching. Now the lateral flexion, so the one hand will go down and we'll just tip over, reach up, and we'll tip over to the other side. I've got the Marconi chair here today, and I didn't bring mine home. Last one, reach it up. Let's bring our hands back behind us, open up into your chest expansion. If you're standing, you could be clasping. If you're on your chair, holding it, and we'll open here for a few breaths or forward fold in your chest expansion if that feels better. Breathe. If we're folded over, we'll release those hands, sweep it all the way up, and we'll all sweep up. Bring our hands to our heart and move on with our practice. So let's go into just our sun salutations on our chair. If you're comfortable doing your own sun salutations, now's the time. Start on flowing or stay with me in our chair. We'll do both versions, seated and one up a little bit. So you might want blocks if you don't feel comfortable touching the floor in your forward fold. Let's breathe in and reach up. Exhale, forward fold. You might want space between your knees. Inhale into monkey pose. We come up again and notice the strength of our core holding us here. Then we'll fold again, exhale. As we rise up, grabbing a hold of our left knee and drawing it into our chest. This is our lunge. And then looking up. rolling the shoulders away from the ears. We'll place that foot down, bring our hands in front of us into a seated plank. And then downward facing dog. I might have mixed those two up. Downward facing dog first, heels go forward, and we're reaching forward like you're pressing your hands into the imaginary floor in front of you, stretching your hamstrings so those toes are pointing up a little bit towards where your hands are. Feel that stretch. Then we'll put the soles of the feet back down on the mat, our hands to our thighs, and open up into a Cobra Pose here. And then straightening out our back, a seated plank position, strong core. And then downward facing dog. So we reach forward, we feel that stretch down the back of our legs, or you're flowing on your own right now. From downward dog, putting soles of the feet on the floor, drawing that left knee back in the chest. So here we come into our lunge, and then looking up. And forward folding, exhale. Monkey pose, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Inhale, sweeping all the way up, press into the feet, feel the strength of the body. Exhale to chair pose, hands to heart or in front of us. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhaling into our mountain pose. And let's do that again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive into forward fold, seated or standing, or you're flowing on your own. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. This time we'll bring that right knee into our chest as we lift our torso up. So a nice back stretch here, and then an opening across the chest as we look up. Now both of our feet will go forward. Our toes are pointing up, and we're reaching into downward facing dog. So wonderful. Then the soles of the feet go down onto the mat. The hands come more in front of the chest, our seated plank. Then the hands come down to the thighs. We open up into our cobra. Back to our planks. We flatten out our back. Feel the strength of the core again. And then downward facing dog. Push away. Feel that strength. The soles of the feet will come back down onto the mat. We'll bring that right knee into our chest for our lunge. Look up. And then forward fold, exhale. Inhale into our monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale to chair pose. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to our mountain pose. So you can do that again on your chair, or we'll do one now standing with the chair. The only thing I want to really caution with this is to make sure your chair is anchored for the plank position. So you need to be able to push onto this chair, either in this position here, I'll show both versions, or this position. I think we'll probably use it this way, actually, to be honest. Let's take a big breath up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, or we're stopping on our chair. Inhale to monkey, breathe in. Exhale, fold again. Great one to do in your office. Let's take our right foot back. You can hold on to that chair or not. Rise up into our lunge. You can hold our lunge here, or move to downward dog with your chair. The hands go onto it, the hips reach back, and we're opening our chest up towards the floor or our kneecap. So it's nice and strong. From here, moving into plank position or holding your downward facing dog. This is where you want that chair not to slip. Plank position here. If you'd like to do up dog, the tops of the feet go onto the mat, and we open up into up dog. Turn the feet back and go right back to downward facing dog, opening the chest. Let's bring that right foot up between the hands. Find your lunge on or off your chair. And then forward folding, exhaling. Lots of flow. If you're flowing on your own sun salutations, you're probably building some heat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale to mountain. Let's do one more on the other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive into fold or stop on your chair. Inhale to monkey. Exhale, fold again. Bending our knees, taking your right foot back, rising up into your lunge, inhaling, And exhaling, either holding here or stepping back to downward dog with your chair. You can stay in your downward dog or move into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, maybe bend the elbows a little bit for your chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, let's bring that right foot up. Back up between the hands, rise up into our lunge, inhaling. And exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathing in. Exhaling to mountain. There we go, sun salutations. Check that off for your list of things to do. Hopefully it's not too long today. Adjusting our pose, grab a drink, and let's get back on with our practice. So, wonderful. So lunge is our first pose. If you're seated on a chair, there's going to be two options. If you're standing, just step your left foot back, keep your heel high, and you're in your lunge. If you're seated, option one is here for your lunge, or here for your lunge. So that foot is up, or if you're back, you're here. So there's a few options there. We'll hold our lunge today, breathing, feeling, make sure to listen to the body. If we have no chair today, you could have your hands up. Wherever you are, check in. Check in with your hip flexors right now. So that's the front of your top part of your thigh where it meets your leg, your body. Wonderful. Now we'll be sitting back to a hamstring stretch. So if you're standing, I'll show you the option in a minute. If you're with me, we're here for our hamstring stretch. If you are standing with no chair, drop that back knee down and sit into your hamstring stretch like so. Blocks can be helpful for your hands, or you're here with me on your chair. Feels good. We'll have a bend if you're standing with me in that supporting leg, so not to hyperextend. Breathe. I trust myself to make the right decision. So good. So we'll be making our way back to a forward fold. So if you're seated or you're with me, you just drop that foot down, forward fold. We'll be pushing out that back foot and then sweeping all the way up. Inhale. And we'll be doing that on the other side. So stepping the opposite foot either forward onto your chair for your lunge or back into your high lunge if you're standing. So we're here. We're holding our lunge today, and let's move into Cactus Arms, bringing our hands up. If it feels unsteady, keep the hands maybe on your hips. Relax those shoulders. Feel a small bit of tension between those shoulder blades, and imagine the elbows reaching in opposite directions. Such a nice stretch here for our hip flexor. If you're in a full standing lunge, you'll drop your back knee down to go into your hamstring stretch. Or if you're with me, you'll hold that chair, soften up this leg, and reach the hips back to feel the stretch on the back of the leg. Breathe. Feels amazing. Settle in. Holding our poses today, about 5 to 10 breaths. Our standing strength a little bit longer once we get towards the end of the class. When we're really, really warm. All right, take it to forward fold. So either drop that foot down or just push off the back foot to forward fold. We'll sweep all the way up, inhale. Exhale to chair pose. And our options for chair, of course, here, or take it down up to your chair. Just play around with just lifting up. You're brand new to yoga, brand new to chair yoga, you can just play around with how that feels, or you're holding your chair right now. Breathe, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate the company. All right, moving into goddess pose. So if you're no chair, you're stepping your feet out. If you're on a chair, well, you're on a chair, your goddess pose. So we're here, or we've got our chair. You could be on the edge, like so. Personally, I like to be on the corner for these poses as we move towards our warriors. Once we're done our goddess pose, breathe. Wonderful. Let's bring our left elbow to our left knee and reach our right arm up. Wherever we are continuing to press into our feet. Feel the openness across the body. Let's just reach straight up. Yeah, beautiful. Straight-ish up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Straight. Back up to goddess. If you're standing, if you need a little break, you can straighten those legs anytime. You're never stuck here. And then the other hand will go down and we'll reach straight up on this hand. So the palm is most likely facing kind of towards the side of your face here as it reaches up. Breathe. Feel the pelvis. Notice the strength of the core. That's lovely. Back to goddess. Straighten your legs if you're standing. You've been in it for a long time. And then you'll come right back in. You're standing with the block in front of us today for our revolved goddess pose. So the left hand will come down onto the block and the right arm will reach up. So if it doesn't feel nice, we know that there is an option, of course, to tuck that arm back behind you today. Breathe. Down as you want to. The hips are stable, pressing into the feet. Let's switch sides for 5 or 10 breaths. So bring the opposite hand down and reach this arm either up or tuck it back behind you. Trusting ourselves to make the right decisions. Wonderful. Now both of our hands will go down either to the floor or blocks. Now if you have been in goddess this whole time, straighten your legs and do a straddle splits. If you prefer to stay on your chair, then again, your backside is down on your chair, but we're letting that spine lengthen now. With or without your blocks, either right underneath you, or if you wanted to reach them forward, you can to find a little more stretch through the chest. I've had great feedback on chair classes, so they're definitely here to stay. Next Friday, we've got a treat, not this coming Friday, the 23rd, Sharon is doing our heart opener class with the chakra Reiki meditation at the end. Again, stay tuned for that. Let's rise it up. So walk those black blocks in. Oh, time to move on to our warriors. So let's take our right foot forward, our left foot back into our warriors on or off our chair. Just gonna adjust for a different angle. There we go. So again, you could be fully supported on this chair or on the corner, or you're standing. Breathe. In our warrior 2, our chest is open and there's length in our body while we press down into both of our feet. And remember, you can adjust anytime. We'll have our gaze gazing down our right hand if our right knee is forward. Breathe. We could close our eyes and start to feel the softness in our shoulders and jaw with the strength that comes in to surround our body, our torso. Remembering that feeling from the beginning of class of our rib cage. Noticing a few big, beautiful, full breaths here. Last one. Moving into side angle, that front elbow comes down onto the leg. We reach this arm up. Either here, if you would like to have your hand down on a block, you could. Breathe. Still pressing into our feet. Opening up hips today, relieving back pain with this class. And the opposite of this, reverse warrior. So as we reach that right arm up, our left arm goes back, and we find ourselves in reverse warrior, on or off your chair. Lengthening while we strengthen. Rooting down into the earth and feeling that connection through the soles of our feet. A few more breaths. We'll be doing this sequence on the other side, and we'll bring it down. So if you'd like to flow through a half series here, you can. Or with us on the chair, we'll just do a few flowing inhale up, exhale airplane. If it feels better, you could do that whole flow right now, back into your down dog and up dog, and flow. Or we'll flow through our airplane, just warming up these shoulders again, keeping them nice and lubricated, those joints. Lengthening the spine. Last one, and then we will be doing our flow on the other side. So the left foot going forward and bending, the opposite foot going back. For our warrior two, as we bring the chest up and stack it on top of our hips. Reaching our fingertips nice and long. Breathe. I hope that everyone has a good day today. Focusing within, letting go of outside distraction. Noticing that connection of your breath to your body. Side angle, we'll take our left elbow down onto our left knee, reach that right arm either long as we press into the back foot, or tuck it back behind you. That feels a little bit nicer today for your body. This was actually a maternity shirt of mine, so I'm noticing now in the video, you can see where my belly used to be. I had my little race. Super comfortable. So we're holding here in our side angle for a breath or two more. Really feel that length from our fingertips all the way down the body into that back foot. So a nice stretch, great for posture. And the opposite of this now on an inhale to reverse warrior. Inhale, reach it up. And now we're feeling some of that length down this side of the body here. Continuing to press into the feet. Exhaling any doubt in yourself today. Breathe. If your neck feels okay, you can look back down at that back ankle. Check out your amazing feet. Wonderful. Bring that foot back in, and we'll flow through a few aeroplanes, or you'll flow through one sun salutation. Here, if you wanted to, you could have some more space between your legs and go into more of a forward fold. I like airplane though. Amazing. So we've got one or two more of these flowing aeroplanes, and then we will be doing pigeon and eagle on our chair or off our chair. Let's bring it up. And if you'd like to, a block can be helpful to elevate one foot. Maybe this is your second time or third time with this pose. Let's do pigeon first. So we'll take the weight, if we're standing onto our left foot, flex our right foot. You could put that left foot on a block, so that would be your option. You'll flex this and bring it up above the knee. Or you could be down on the ground doing pigeon prone to the floor too. Whichever one feels good for you. So we're here, maybe we're down on the mat, or you're standing. If you are prone with your chest towards the floor, you could reach it down towards the floor. Or if you're seated on your chair, you can reach that chest towards your shin, keeping the leg nice and strong. Opening up our hips today, maybe they're feeling like they need a little loosening, a little relaxation. A few more weeks to go in our lockdown. So we'll come up and we will be doing eagle pose. So I know some of you are on the floor. I'll show you the option for that, but first we'll set up the seated people. We're here, just want to squeeze those inner thighs together and find it there. If you are in your pigeon pose down on the ground, and you'll just be pushing back, bringing this left knee behind the right knee. And that would go into our seated, well, cow face pose, but the same stretch. If your backside lifts, just place a little block on it. So there's this one, or this one. You guys know I love a million different options for each pose. Thank you for bearing with me. So here we are. If you'd like to add your eagle arms in, you can. You'll take one elbow on top of the other. Lifting the elbows up, maybe towards your shoulder height, relaxing the shoulders back and down. Feel that beautiful stretch. And let's do the other side. So we'll open it up and do our pigeon on the other side. Put our block underneath our right foot, or no block, flex the left, bring it up. Maybe you want to hold onto your knee ligament here to keep it safe and reach forward, or bring your chest towards the floor if you're in your prone pigeon. And then by that, I just mean your chest facing the floor. Breathe. So many options here, and I just love to see ladies trying the different options out. Making your practice your very own to suit you in this moment today, in this breath. You can stay in your pigeon pose, especially if you have some low back pain, or we'll move into our eagle pose, drawing that knee now across, engaging the inner thighs. So if you were standing, you're working towards bringing this toe back behind your calf. It would be nice if you feel any pulling in the knee. Breathe. And then the elbows will come up. I'm not too picky about which elbow you want to have on top today. Sometimes I am, but I won't be today. It's safe. Breathe. If you can feel the tension in your jaw at all, start to notice that and let it go. And release. So if we're moving into Cobra Pose now, on with the chair. So hands are going to reach back behind us, and we'll open up into our Cobra Pose. Of course, you could be down on the mat doing up dog or Cobra. It's up to you. Breathe. Feel the chest open. Notice a breath or two. And forward fold. Or Cobra would be going into up dog or down dog, forward folding. So wonderful. And another pose now, inclined plank on the chair or off the chair. So if you're seated, I'll show you the option after. If you're on your chair, you're with me. We're going to walk our feet out a little bit and lift up into our inclined plank here. If you're on your mat, we're here. whichever one feels best for you. We've got space between our feet in both of those. Strengthening the back of our body. Really, if you're on the floor, a lot of sensation in the calves. If it's too much, go to a tabletop instead. Or bridge position with shoulder blades down on the mat. All right, we'll place our backsides back down on the mat or the chair and move into our wind release pose. So that's just bringing your knee towards your nose or knee towards your chest. Breathing. If we're down on the floor, you can let your head be heavy on the mat. Just stretch out your back. Oh, this feels so lovely. And we'll do the other side, drawing that opposite knee into chest. Stretching our back here. Good for digestion. And both knees will come into chest. So if you're on your chair, you'll just scoot your backside back and maybe bring your knees here. Give yourself a little hug here. Also have to balance, or you could be here. Just rounding out that back, maybe rocking side to side if you're down on the floor. And then if you're down on the floor, if you'd like to have happy baby on, you can. If you're on your chair, we'll again go into goddess pose and reach our chest forward, stretching out our inner thighs. So the same kind of movement as you would be on the floor. There. Breathe. Run out of time. Oh, good. Run out of time for some relaxation. So if there's any other poses that are calling to you today, you can move into those now. Or we'll make our way to our Shavasana. If you're with me on your deferred chair practice today and you don't feel like going onto the floor, then you'll stay in your chair. If you're okay making your way down onto the mat, please do so peacefully, slowly. There's no rush. And settle into either the support of your chair, maybe leaning back today if we have a back on our chair, if we're on our couch, if we're on our mat, let the body start to anchor down. Allow your muscles to let go of the bones. Let them relax. Feel a rooting down sensation surrounded by the supports of nature, of the earth. Our breath is big and full and long. As we start to feel a healing sensation spreading through the top of our head, moving down into our forehead. Feeling your forehead softening, smoothness. The eyeballs, releasing tension, just hanging out in the sockets of your head. Our cheeks, relaxing. The outside nostrils, the outside edges of our nostrils, releasing towards the cheeks. Noticing the ears, allowing our brain between our ears to relax. Let go of tension in our minds. Moving into our jaw, softening some space between our teeth. If it feels okay for you, letting the tongue fall down from the roof of your mouth. Really letting go of tension in the jaw. Overall softening of our entire head. Feeling that blissful weight of our head being supported Moving down into our necks and relaxing our throats, our collarbones, our shoulder blades, our arms, feeling free, our elbows letting go of their hold of the lower arms. Moving down into our wrists today. Really notice space, a feeling of healing and warmth spreading into our hands and our fingertips. An overall heaviness, a good feeling in our arms, our upper body. As we notice where the back of our body meets the mat without judgment, just compassion, softening our bellies. Taking a few deep belly breaths. Feeling of healing and relaxation spreading down into our hips. Our backside melting down into the earth, as well as the backs of our legs. Feeling supported by the earth, by our chair, mat. Noticing our knees, letting go of tension. Our shins. A sinking, peaceful feeling of the calves. Finally, our ankles, our feet, letting go of any tension there. Any last bits that are holding on, just feel it melting out the soles of our feet. Enjoying a few breaths here, fully relaxed, in a peaceful state, with our breath, with our true selves. I hope that you can enjoy a few more moments of relaxation today. It has been my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.